How's it going, Lead Legion? It's your boy Brad, and as you can tell by the title and thumbnail of this video, today we're going to be going over the top 5 most toxic weapons in Modern Warfare. Now, just a little warning, I'm probably not going to have gameplay of these specific weapons, and that is because I am trash at Modern Warfare, so I'm just be having whatever gameplay I have going up, but I will be showing the weapons so you know exactly what weapons that I am going to be talking about. But yeah, and before this video starts, like every other list that I made, even last year, is that this is my personal preference. These are weapons that I've seen people that use, weapons that I've seen that I've died to a bunch of times, that I've seen people use camping corners, or like the most cheesy weapons that you can actually think of. And anyways, like any other video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that post notification button, it helps out a lot. And let's get right into this list. Coming in our number 5 spot is the Mark II carbine, or MK2 carbine, whatever you want to call it. Now, a lot of people say, oh, it's a marksman rifle, it takes skill. From what I've seen, no, this gun takes literally no skill. It's the reason why it's at the top 5 is because it's not the cheesiest weapon to use. There is a little tiny bit of skill, but other than that, this gun takes literally no skill to use. All people have to do is mount on a little head glitch and shoot. It packs a punch like a sniper rifle, but at the same time reloads a lot faster than a sniper and has more bullets than your traditional sniper. Now, another reason why it is in the number 5 spot is because the beginning variant of it is pretty garbage. Just the one you start out with, the carbine that you get in the beginning, or not in the beginning, whenever you unlock the carbine that you get, is absolute. It's trash, but it's not that trash. You're still able to just get cheesy clips, quad feeds, things like that. It's just a gun people use when they want to get kills, but they don't really want to use an actual sniper, if you know what I'm talking about. And this is actually going to lead us into our number 4 spot, and that is going to be one of my personal favorite guns to use. I don't know if this makes me a bad person, but that's going to be the P90. Now, the reason why I have the P90 here is because it is a very cheese gun to use. A lot of the SMGs, I'm not going to try to have a lot of like the same classes. There is 2 of the same class in this list, but I feel like the P90 deserves to be at the number 4 spot because if used right, it is a cheese machine. Now, if you're paying attention to the setup that I have, or that I had on the screen of me just looking or previewing my P90, the golden P90 that was on screen, that P90 has literally no recoil. It's one of the easiest SMGs to get long shots with. I can sit at the one spawn of shoot house and kill the other dudes trying to peek over the ledge with a sniper rifle. This thing shoots fast, little recoil, not the best damage. If it packed a bigger punch, I think it would make it a lot more powerful, which I know why they're not going to do that, because if they did that, P90s would dominate the game. But the fast fire rate, barely any recoil, and just the insane range that you can get with this thing is the reason why it's at the number 4 spot. You can get insane clips with it, and it's not super cheesy, but it is one of those very cheesy guns. There are worse on this list, and that actually brings us into our number 3 spot, and this is what I was talking about, being 2 in the same class, is going to be the MP5. Now you're probably thinking, oh Brad, what's wrong with the MP5? It's actually a pretty good gun. It's not a toxic weapon. Listen here, the amount of times I have died to an MP5 from someone, I don't know if it's the same, like, you know, on PC that you can do a peek glitch where your internet's better, host advantage, your internet's better, you peek around the corner, they can't see you. I can't even count how many times I have died from that from an MP5, or I'll be across the map and they'll just shoot me. Not all the way across the map, but at a decent range to where you think they'd shoot me with an AR. Nope, headshot with an MP5. This gun is insane. This is also another gun that I have golden. But besides me being an absolute hypocrite during this list and actually listing weapons that I use off, this gun it's pretty good. It has a decent fire rate, and it packs a punch, I'd say the same as your average AR. Headshots are super easy for it. Again, it's another gun, if you have the right attachments for it, can do super range. And if you notice in Modern Warfare, and when you try to do range attachments, it lowers the ADS, but for this one the ADS seems normal, which makes it even more cheesy. You have a good ADS time while being able to shoot long range with an SMG. That's one of the craziest things about this gun. And this is actually going to lead us into our number 2 spot. Now, the number 2 and number 1 spot, I think everybody's going to agree with me on these guns. I don't think there's any dispute. Unless you're a sweaty tryhard, you'll dispute these. But the number 2 spot is going to be the M4. Now, if you've played any Call of Duty or Modern Warfare at all, you'll know that the M4 is the tryhard's gun. That is the gun that any tryhard will use besides the one that is in our #1 spot. If you're playing S&D or you're playing any kind of competitive mode, or you just happen to have a tryhard in a casual lobby for some reason, they'll always have the M4. They'll have different variants of it. They'll have variants of it that are like SMGs, they'll have variants of it that are like sniper rifles, and they'll have variants of it that are they'll just use the noob tube on it. That's the thing about Modern Warfare, is the class setup system. You can change guns into multiple different ways, and that's what makes the MP4 so deadly. The fact that you can change it to an not to an MP5. You can pretty much turn it into an MP5. You can turn it into a marksman rifle, not exactly a marksman rifle, but it has the range like one. And the fact that it's such a deadly weapon and such just a cheese gun, it's another gun where you put certain attachments on it, no recoil. There's not a ton of guns like that in Modern Warfare. There is a select handful of guns. If you guys want a list of no recoil guns, like a top 5 no recoil guns, make sure to tell me. But the M4 is another one of those guns that has no recoil, and I'm okay with the SMGs being able to have no recoil. Even the MP5 has a little bit of recoil, but an AR having no recoil, that's just dangerous. And the amount of different things that you can do to it, and the fact that most of the time when you see someone carrying this gun, they're either camping in a window or they're corner camping. That's one of the reasons it made this list at the #2 spot. And this is actually going to bring us into our #1 spot, and this one anybody will agree to me on. This has been a thing since Call of Duty was ever created, and I had to, for the #1 category, I had to make it its own category. I could not select one gun for this because there's so many of the same kind of gun to where it had to be, let's just say it, okay? Shotguns. The #1 spot for the most toxic weapon goes to shotguns. And again, if you've played any Call of Duty or Modern Warfare, you know exactly what I'm talking about, especially pre-patch 725. Now the 725 isn't like the best shotgun. There is the pump action shotgun. The Origin 12 is even pretty good. A lot of people like to hate on it for some reason. It's pretty much the Brecci 2.0. If you know how to use these shotguns, you will be unkillable, especially for close quarters combat. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're playing ground war or something, snipers and ARs will dominate you. But if you're playing like Shoot House, if you're playing Vacant, if you're playing Shipment, you are going to dominate in those maps besides the person using an RPG. And the reason why I didn't put explosives in this, because I don't really count those as like actual guns. But shotguns, you go around a corner and you see somebody with a shotgun, chances are you're gonna die, because that first shot is more than likely gonna kill you. I don't know why, but it seems like the shotguns in this game have insane range, and that goes with pretty much almost every shotgun that you can use, except for like the Origin 12. That's the only one where I've seen it where it doesn't have the best range. And anyway, guys, I think that's going to be the end of this list. I know if you guys disagree with me, make sure to put in the comments. Tell me what you guys think the top 5 most toxic weapons should be. This was just my list, my personal list on what I thought they should be. But anyways, guys, remember, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, hit that post notification button. My name's Brad. This has been my top 5 most toxic weapons in Modern Warfare, and I'll see you lads in the next video.